All right, so we got the top 5 most epic last stands in Warhammer 40k lore. Let's go, let's go, man.
Guys and gal, everyone loves a good
What's up, everybody? Hopefully you guys are, hopefully you guys are actually doing like, you know, good and stuff like that. Hopefully you guys are having like a nice Saturday, and let's get right into it.
This is Last Samurai, the 300 Spartans,
True.
Saving Private Ryan. Nothing gets my juices flowing than some badass dudes giving their final effort and lives to create some awesome cinematic content. So it's pretty sweet that Warhammer 40k is absolutely chockers with last stands, and extremely awesome ones at that. What really sets Warhammer's last stands above the rest is that it involves super soldiers, parasitic space bugs of death, angry sentient mushroom men, and a plethora of other spicy combatants.
Okay.
I didn't see anyone get cut in half by a chain axe in Saving Private Ryan. Before we get started, I'm going to keep this short and simple because that's all it needs. Visible abs. Today we'll go over the top 5 last stands in Warhammer 40k. Yep, that's all there really is to it.
All right, let's go.
Let's get into it.
Let's get into it! Let's go.
It was actually really fucking hard to narrow this list down to 5, but I did it. However, I won't be putting them in a particular order as last stands are very subjective things. First off is the epic last stands / sacrifice of the entire Astral Knights Space Marine chapter in order to destroy a Necron world engine. Necrons have some pretty bullshit hack weapons. Nothing encapsulates this more than the fact that they had a literal Death Star. The Imperium sent fleet after fleet, over a dozen Space Marine chapters to engage the engine to no avail. Its shields were too strong and its weapons were carving up the Imperials like sashimi. So the Astral Knights decided that their massive balls could be of good use. They rammed their battle barge into the world engine with the entire chapter on board. Battle barges are sturdy beasts, so it was able to break through the shield and more or less act as one gigantic drop pod.
Okay.
Over 700 Astartes survived the ramming and charged forth. Their sole goal was to destroy each and every Necron node, forge, and bit of technology that they could find. They fought for hours, being cut down one by one, until eventually only a handful, including the Chapter Master, remained.
Uh-oh.
In his final act, the Chapter Master detonated a melter bomb charge on a central part of the world engine, disabling its shields and primary weapons. What? This isn't fucking Star Wars. You can't just blow up one thing and the entire Death Star explodes.
Well,
Necrons
yeah.
aren't dog shit engineers. However, losing their shields was enough to allow the rest of the Imperial fleet to bomb the ever-living tits out of the world engine, destroying it. Every single Astral Knight that assaulted the engine died.
Wowzers. Okay, here's what I would say about this, right? Here's what I would say. If I'm in like my last stand or whatever, because obviously like in movies and stuff like that, whenever like a guy or like girl, whatever, is in like their last stand, they usually like do something crazy before they like get Swiss cheesed or before they get like cut up or whatever. Bro, I gotta like, I don't know, bro. Like if I'm getting like clapped up by like 5 guns, right? If I'm getting like, you know, Swiss cheesed, right? I can't lie to you. While I'm getting clapped up, like whenever I'm hitting the Macarena right now, bro, I gotta like press a button. And when I press this button, like a bunch of grenades will just come out of nowhere. And then like everybody just blows up, and then I'll blow up with them. You get what I'm saying? Like it gotta be like, for me, like bro, like I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. Everybody gotta die. But yo, respectfully, I'm gonna be honest with you, cause like again, if I'm getting Swiss cheese, if I'm hitting the Macarena and like bullets are flying everywhere, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I gotta like hit like a button or something, or like they gotta like. Or like a bullet gotta like hit like my shoulder or something like that, and there's like a button in my shoulder, and then like this whole room just goes into just like, bro, it gets like just blown up. Like, bro, something gotta happen. I cannot, bro, just like these guys just Swiss cheese me and then just like drive off. Like, no, they all gotta die too. So if you're gonna clap me up, guess what? I gotta blow y'all up too. That's like my like epic last stand, I guess.
Imperium from an extremely large ball ache. The death of an entire chapter is extremely rare in 40k, as A, it's a permanent change to the setting, even if a small one, and B, it fucks over people who paint their chapters in that scheme. So GW is usually such a huge pussy about it, often allowing 100 or so Space Marines to survive to rebuild the chapter. However, this time, only about 30 Astral Knights remained, the ones who had stayed behind on their homeworld. However, instead of letting them rebuild, a new chapter arrived at their fortress monastery and kicked them out, telling them to go sacrifice their lives in the Emperor's name. A bit of a dog move, but the Astral Knights do go out and do die for the Emperor.
Not me. If you gonna kick me out because I survived, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. Bro, I'll never return. I'll get an apartment somewhere else, bro. Hey, I don't care, bro. There's no shot, bro. There's no shot I come back. Like when everybody died, there's no shot that I come back and you guys are like, oh, whoa, hold up. Everybody else died besides you? Nah. Go sacrifice your life. Go die right now because everybody, no. Bro, you're tripping, bro. Bro, you're smoking crack rocks. I promise you. There's no shot I'm dying because everybody else died. Are you dumb? Yo, shout out to the Emperor and everything like that, bro. I'm not going out bad.
Making them extinct. Overall, it's the sheer sacrifice of an entire chapter, the odds they were up against, and the acts of heroism that puts the Astral Knights' last stand on this list. The devastation of Baal was basically one big-ass last stand. Every single Blood Angel and all their successors, minus the Lamenters, versus the largest Tyranid fleet in existence and Khorne's greatest champion, Kabunda. But I don't want to look at the entire conflict today. Instead, I want to look at the last stand of the Knights of Blood that took place during the war. The Knights of Blood were a very controversial chapter. They were officially deemed renegade traitors by the Imperium due to them going even more berserk in battle than the Flesh Tearers and killing just as many allies as enemies. They still considered themselves loyal to the Emperor, hence did not join Chaos, but they are overall still enemies of most of mankind. Despite this, they still answered the summons of the Blood Angels to defend their homeworld. They were so insane in combat that the only chapter that was happy to fight alongside them during the war on Baal were the Flesh Tearers. Together, they held the line on one of Baal's moons against the Nids. However, when Kabunda arrived, it was clear that the defenders were going to be overwhelmed and needed to withdraw. However, a full rout would mean all of their deaths. So, the Knights of Blood, led by their chapter master Centaur Jewel, decided to give up his entire chapter's lives to allow the Flesh Tearers and other chapters to escape. They charged the enemy, with Centaur even charging Kabunda and confronting him. Kabunda mocks the chapter master, calling him a weakling and attempting to corrupt him to Khorne. Centaur resists and laughs in Kabunda's face, telling him that Kabunda is the weak one, allowing himself to get baited into a pointless duel with a Space Marine, thus allowing thousands of other Blood Angels to escape. Kabunda rages, Centaur charges, and embraces an honorable death. Redemption is a big theme within the Blood Angels, so the Knights of Blood embracing a horrific death against demons and Tyranids to save their brothers is a pretty solid way to bury the sins of their past, especially since they were the most Khorne and Berserk-like chapter in all of the Blood
a bunch of crash outs,
Overall, a last stand in every essence of the phrase. I have a bit of a soft spot, nay, a bit of a hard dick for the Custodes, so I always try and mention them when I can. Fortunately, they have a really badass and emotionally charged last stand, even if it did end quite badly.
Yo, I'm gonna keep it real with you. The Custodes, man, they got some nice armor, boy. Man, look at this right here, man. Look at this armor, bro. Man, bro, look at the design on this stuff. Like, bro, yo, listen. Woo! Man, this is drip. Slippery. Won't excuse me. Please me. Look at, bro.
And was unremembered by all. When Lorga was being a bit of a shithead simp, the Emperor sent a squad of Custodes to watch over him and ensure he wasn't doing anything naughty. Spoiler, he was. However, the Custodian Aquilon and Argyle Tal created a pretty unexpected but powerful friendship, becoming brothers in arms and very close. Argyle was the only wordbearer that the Custodes liked and trusted, so it was a brutal betrayal when the Custodes discovered that the wordbearers—
Oh, Sylvester Stallone, Rocky.
Traitorous heretics, and had played them for a fool. While the wordbearers were on Isstvan massacring the loyalists, Aquilon and his small squad rampaged through Argyle Tal's ship, massacring servants, soldiers, and even assassinating the Blessed Lady, someone Argyle cared for deeply. The Custodes then crash-landed on the surface of Isstvan, with Argyle Tal and his Gal Vorbak close behind. They catch up to them, 3 Custodians versus 11 Gal Vorbak. Not the greatest odds for the Golden Boys. It was a pretty intense exchange, with the last time Argyle and Aquilon seeing each other, they had been close brothers. Now Argyle was a drooling demon, and Aquilon wasn't having a bar of it. Despite the number disadvantage, the Custodians having already killed hundreds of troops, a super battle robot, and crash-landed on Isstvan, they still made a good account of themselves. They killed 4 of the Gal Vorbak before the first Custodian went down. Then another Gal Vorbak went down before Argyle killed Aquilon himself. This left 6 Gal Vorbak versus 1 Custodian. This last Custodian had taken a vow of silence for decades. He removes his helm and throws his spear, impaling and killing another of the Gal Vorbak. He begins to laugh, breaking his vow as he says, "I always hated you, Zathan," referencing the Marine he killed with his final act, a Marine that also happened to be Argyle Tal's best friend. It was a very emotionally charged scene. Argyle had been the main character for the entire book, and this scene perfectly showed off that he really just was an evil piece of shit like the rest of them. He tried to tell Aquilon about chaos and the truth of the universe, but Aquilon just said, "Shut the fuck up, you retard. You have no valid arguments. You are a drooling half-demon traitor. Everything you say is worth less than the splashback of cum on a horse miniskirt." That isn't exactly word for how the convoy went, but you get the idea. Isstvan is a bit of a trigger word for loyalist forces, not just because of the drop site massacre, which saw the deaths of almost 3 loyalist legions, but also because of the Isstvan atrocity, where the loyalist elements of the traitor legions were expunged. But whilst the original plan was basically just to virus bomb them all, Instead, due to the heroics of a few, it resulted in the Loyalists engaging in one of the most epic last stands in the entire setting. See, Sol Tarvitz had discovered the traitor's intent and flew down to the planet to warn his brothers. As a result of that, around 60% of the Loyalists were able to find cover in bunkers and the like. That equated to tens of thousands of warriors. When the traitors learnt of their survival, they were just going to bomb them again. But Angron had a bit of a stiffy for some battle and charged them directly.
Wow.
Hence begun a multiple month-long war where an outnumbered, outsupplied, and Primarchless collection of Space Marines from the Emperor's children.
Bro, like these guys, man, multiple. The thing is, right? That's nothing. Like a month long, or he said multiple months long war is nothing. That's like what? That's like a couple phone bills. Bro, that's legit nothing. There's wars in Warhammer, bro, that goes on for thousands and thousands of years. Yeah, thousands, not hundreds, thousands, bro. Oh my goodness.
Sons of Horus, World Eaters, and Death Guard were able to repel and kill thousands of enemy traitors. Even as they were whittled down to their last few numbers, they still led counterattacks and countercharges. They were killed to a man, but each of them died a legend, a hero, spitting in the face of Horus and his traitors and defying to the last. The last scene is literally Sol Tarvitz and a few hundred or so battle brothers surrounded by thousands of traitors, refusing to surrender. It was the first conflict of the heresy, and it really laid down the vibe and theme of what was to come. Overall, just a lot of awesomeness. And finally, there is no last stand quite like the Siege of Hell's Reach. That in itself is an entire video that
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Yo, I know this. I actually watched this, y'all. Yeah, this was, I'm gonna be honest with you, that this last stand was crazy, y'all. Like, bro, my mouth was like open, completely paused, but like, bro, my jaw dropped, y'all. Like, bro, you should have seen like my reaction to it. I think it's still up. I actually put all the videos. I put all the Hell's Reach videos. Can I not speak today? I put all the Hell's Reach videos in a playlist. I think there's around 16 of them. This happened in the last episode. So yeah, y'all, like, yeah, it
already made.
Yeah.
But I really wanted to focus on the very final battle of it, the most last stand of last stand possible. For context, Hell's Reach was an important city on Armageddon that had come under siege by a massive orc army. Reclusiarch Grimaldus of the Black Templars, as well as 100 or so of his brothers and a large guardsman force, as
this
well
was
as
crazy.
Marines, were tasked with defending the city.
This was
Sounds
crazy.
pretty generic until you actually read the lore and see the amount of absolutely off its nuts acts of heroism and gigaballs that took place to keep the city out of orc hands.
I'm not gonna spoil it, whatever. I don't know if Majorkill might spoil it, but I was surprised. Let's just say because I thought they was all dead, but I was surprised. I'll admit that.
Long story short, the Black Templars are killed one by one. The Tyranids are brought down, and most of the guardsmen are killed. In return, hundreds of thousands of orcs were also Gargants and Mega Gargants brought low, and all that remained were a few thousand.
Yeah.
Grimaldus, his handful of remaining warriors, a few sisters of battle, and the last few guardsmen set up a last stand in the city's central church. They hold the line as the enemy they had.
Ooh, I can't lie to you. I was actually kind of sad that she got that wound to the stomach. Take a shot for me, oh, a shot for me.
And being bled by charged in. Guns roar, body parts fly.
Shout out to her, man. Ooh.
The sisters are killed, each one taking down a score of orcs with them.
Yeah.
Grimaldus is surrounded, butchering orcs as the very chapel around them collapses, burying everyone in rubble and officially ending the Siege of Hell's Reach. Not many orcs were alive, and the Season of Fire had begun, a horrific weather event that basically meant you weren't allowed to siege anymore.
Yeah.
Grimaldus survived the cave-in, being one of the few survivors, alongside a couple extremely lucky guardsmen. I'm sure, as you can see from the animation that was playing, this last stand was badass as fuck.
It was cool.
It's not often Space Marines, especially the weaponized autism ones like the Black Templars, have emotional moments, but this chokes me up every time. Even though the scale of this last stand wasn't...
The music definitely did it justice, too. The music came in clutch, too, bro. It was like, I think everything, all like you ever like get hit with like in a movie, right? Because I don't really watch movies like that anymore. I'm gonna be honest with you. First of all, you know, we all know Rush Hour, like Rush Hour 1, 2, 3 is like the greatest like movie franchise ever. But I digress. I haven't watched movies in a long time, but like you ever like watch a movie and like the music, the slow motion, like what's going on, the music, like everything hits you at once, and you're like, oh damn, like this is crazy. Like that scene of a movie, like it's like obviously like you know like this is fake, but like it's so crazy how like something that's fake can like really impact you. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's weird. That's so weird how like a movie that's obviously fake, like none of these like, you know, like people like if you see like a character die like in like a movie, whatever, like obviously like that character is not dead in real life, but like it's crazy on how like a movie will immerse you so bad into the sense of like it taps in with like your emotions and you're like damn, that was crazy, or that was brutal, or that was whatever. But then you're like, wait a minute, it's a movie. Like you got to remind yourself that like it's a movie at the end of the day. Like, if you ever seen something like so horrific in a movie, you got to sit there and remind yourself and be like, okay, wait, hold up, chill out. That was a movie, but like, damn, like that, man, that hit me. That was like The Rock just stumping on my chest. Like that hit me a little bit, you know.
Massive the build up to it was. The months of campaigning, victories, defeats, kills and wounds had all led up to this brutal last stand, and each and every Imperial defender, Space Marine or not, took it without flinching. I honestly believe it was Hell's Reach that brought people over to the Black Templars, making them these badass, lovable and kind of relatable warriors. Either way, in my opinion, the best last stand in the entirety of Warhammer 40k.
I'm gonna be honest with you. The Rock's definitely helped him. Like everything falling down definitely helped definitely helped him. Like, and a few lucky people.
If you enjoy the
Shout out to Majorkill, man, for this video. This is definitely actually pretty cool. What is your favorite last stand in Warhammer 40k? Make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys later. Flexing them out, and peace out, everybody.